the Eagles are lucky that CD Lamb rubbed his hands with canola oil this game.
Jesus. I understand the last. No, I mean I understand the last drop because that was a tough catch. But if you're comparing yourself to Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, you're not fucking dropping 4 or 5 passes throughout the game. And that first pass that he dropped on the last drive, that was one of the best passes I've ever seen any quarterback make. Dak Prescott.
I'm writing the fucking numbers.
Tightest window I've probably seen in a very long time, and hit him between 8 and 8, and he drops it. And at the 20-yard line, at the 20-yard line on the Eagles sideline, and I believe Dak was playing good enough to win the game. This is All About the Balls podcast with Mark Davis, Kriska Meinhardt, Luke Rule, Jake Winnikine, and Nick the Doc Skirkowitz. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this Overreaction NFL episode of All About the Balls podcast. I'm Mark Davis, joined alongside Kriska Meinhardt, Nick the Doc Skirkowitz on here as well. And man, what a weekend we had with the NFL kicking off Thursday night in Philadelphia and finishing off in Chicago, Illinois on Monday night. Chris, I'm going to start with you first. LSU Tigers, they are 1-0, 2 times 1-0 this year, and the New Orleans Saints are 0-1. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, it was a tough weekend, Saturday and Sunday. LSU did win. Disappointing win. Lost 2 big players. Hopefully get them back for the Florida game. And surprise, surprise, Saints lost. Everybody knew that was going to happen. But, hey, big news. They did play competitive. Spencer Rattler played a decent game. Defense showed up a little bit. So, still don't think we're going to win a lot of games, but we'll be competitive in games.
Competitive losers. That's my term I use for certain teams. Doc, your Florida State Seminoles, 2-0. Big win over the School of the Deaf and Blind. And also the Chicago Bears. We're going to talk about them probably second game, but tough loss. Like I said, we'll talk about it. How you doing, though?
I was so excited for football until last night, and now I'm ready for it to be February.
You seemed excited during the game.
First half of the game.
Yeah, the first 3 quarters. Yeah. I was pretty excited, even a little bit into the fourth, and now, I'm like, bring on February 8th. Let's go.
Yeah, just bring on the draft. That's kind of how like most of us fans are ready for the draft already, but yeah, Falcons, I'm on the same boat with you guys. Falcons lost. We lost in a heartbreaking fashion, too. We had a chance for the receiver, Kader Hodge, to catch the ball, but he didn't track the ball after he kind of got knocked off his route. And then Koo missed a kick. And I understand you missed a kick, but that fucking thing was going off the fucking the Atlantic Ocean. That thing was so far wide right. It was ridiculous. And the Texas is 1-1, so we're back. I'll say it. We're back already. It's good. Arch Manning, potential Heisman. Keep your name out for him, but no, I mean, it's like you said, guys, rough weekend. I was not impressed with what I saw with Texas still. It was a roller coaster of an offensive game for them. And Atlanta, I mean, I liked what I saw from Penix, but we already had the injury bug as well. Drake London might be out for a little bit. Darnell Mooney, don't know when he's going to be back. And we fuck up. We do what we do best. We fuck up at the right time. So, but it's a new week, guys. You guys excited for this weekend? This week is big week in college football and NFL.
Big weekend. I won't be watching much NFL on Sunday, but Saturday will be tuned in.
Playing Army this weekend, or?
No, me and Paige are going to Louisville, Kentucky to go to a music festival for Sunday.
Well, you'll watch you won't miss much. The Niners and the Saints. So, I mean, apparently, I doubt that they're going to win. I did say that in the chat. No shots were taken, I thought, but make one comment. But guys, obviously every single week, with that being said, there's injuries, there's signings. So bear with me here as I pull up the injury list. George Kittle on the IR. He'll be out for the next 4 weeks. Brock Purdy, uncertain for week 2. Juwan Jennings, he's out, uncertain for week 2. Christian Kirk, don't know when he's going to be back. Same thing with Braxton Berrios. Drake London and Darnell Mooney, day-to-day and week-to-week for Mooney for both shoulder issues, so Falcons' top 2 receivers could be out. Drill Puppers signed this week with the Steelers. Jake Moody got cut. They brought in Panaria, formerly with the Panthers. So we're already starting to see the injury bug. We're already starting to see guys being signed, guys being cut. Any big ones here that y'all wanted to talk about?
I think Xavier Worthy's a big one.
Sorry, Worthy as well.
A wide receiver room that couldn't afford to lose another person, lost another person. Kelsey over there throwing shoulder shots that his fiance is excited about signing. So took his own player out. That's a big one.
Also missed
You
the
saw
Eagles.
that, what was it, a couple years ago? Wasn't it like Rashi Rice hit Patrick Mahomes or something?
Other way around. Last year, Mahomes hit him after the interception that Mahomes threw.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the sideline, right?
Yep. Also,
A lot of friendly fire on there.
Forgot to mention, Eagles signs Zadarius Smith after Jalen Carter, spit on CeeDee Lamb or Dak Prescott. And the Niners signed Kendrick Bourne, who Jake was, I guess, calling out on Sunday. He wanted that to happen. So he's back home with the Niners with all their injuries that's going on. So Niners have a lot of things to worry about on offense and special teams.
Yeah, I think if anybody got it worse, it was the Niners. I mean, losing Kittle, your number one tight end, Brock Purdy now, then Juan Jennings. I mean, that's a room that definitely couldn't take a shot. And
we'll see about Purdy. I think Purdy will play. I think he'll toughen it out. But if not, they got former first rounder Mac Jones. So
Mac Jones.
We'll see what he can do with the Kyle Shanahan system. But, guys, let's jump into the games. Let's talk into why we were overreacting here. And Sunday Night Football, it might already be the best game of the year, including the Super Bowl. The Buffalo Bills, the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens were up 40-25 with literally, I think, like 6.5 minutes left. And the Bills found a way to score 3 different times in the last 6.5 minutes. 141-40. The question, guys, honestly, is did the Baltimore Ravens blow this game, or did the Buffalo Bills just honestly show that they are the big dogs here and they won this game?
No, the Ravens 100% blew this game. And the reason why they blew this game is because look at the track record of the head coach. Harbaugh has lost 17 games when up double digits going into the fourth. Like, he has the track record of blowing these games. And I don't know why, but
since 2021, he's lost 8 games when he was when the Ravens were a 90% probability win rate at any point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know. Like, I would, if it happened once or twice recently, maybe you could say the Bills stepped up, defense stepped up, Josh Allen did Josh Allen things, but like 17 games, that's a track record for me at least.
I mean, I think it's a combination. I mean, definitely Chris makes a solid point there, very solid point. Also, the Ravens threw it away or gave it away on that Derrick Henry fumble, but you got to give it to Josh Allen coming out with that time left and battling and doing Josh Allen things and still coming through and winning the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the path less traveled. I'm gonna say the Buffalo Bills, they willed their way to victory. I mean, the Ravens scored 40 points. I get it. Derrick Henry fumbled the ball, but let's not forget Derrick Henry was the best player on the field.
You still got to come through and execute it after.
You can't blame Derrick Henry. You can't blame Derrick Henry.
You can.
I think you can blame Derrick Henry.
You can blame Derrick Henry to an extent, but the thing is that the Buffalo Bills defense, they were getting torched, right? And they were getting run over, and they hit Derrick Henry on the line of scrimmage, and then he fumbled the ball, right? And then, of course, the defense had no choice but to give up points. It's a short field. But the defense stopped Lamar Jackson the next drive, literally got a 3-and-out. That's on Lamar Jackson not to execute and get the first down. But Josh Allen showed he's the real MVP. The real MVP did stand up. That was Josh fucking Allen. So, it was all about the Bills, in my opinion. The Ravens, yes, did what they did.
I agree with you, but I mean, I'm not putting the blame on Derrick Henry. Are the Ravens even in this game if Derrick Henry doesn't do what he did before?
Not at all.
He gashed that defense all game, and because he fucked up one time, no. John Harbaugh, when it was 4th down, you should have went for it and not punted it back to the Bills. You have fucking Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry on your team. Go for it. And it was 4th and 2 or 4th and 1? It was something short.
I don't know if you go for it on your own territory like that. I mean, that's a big ball.
Your defense was getting gashed all fourth
gashed.
Quarter.
That promising defense.
You talk up Derrick Henry. You talk up Derrick Henry. You talk up Lamar Jackson. They're supposed to be the studs, and you don't go for it to close the game out.
I mean, I like I said. I mean, I get it. Like, you know how I feel about Harbaugh. Love him as a coach, but I do believe he's just something's wrong with him. I don't know what it is. He doesn't deliver in the big moments, but I agree. Lamar Jackson should have got the first down, and the defense should have stood up in the fourth quarter. That's why I know Jake's making the funny comment. Yeah, they showed promise. The first 3 quarters, they were relentless. They showed the pressure. They showed the fucking good blitz packages. They showed everything. They got to Josh Allen. But in the fourth quarter, Josh Allen was the MVP. And that's what the Buffalo Bills are going to have to be all year. Josh Allen's going to put on that Superman cape. And shout out to Keon Coleman, by the way. He balled out. He was one of the best players on the field, too. We're not giving him enough credit. But they also wasted Zay Flowers' game, too, from the Baltimore Ravens. So Lamar Jackson, I thought play calling, too, was terrible. You need to throw a little bit more when Derrick Henry's getting that much yardage. You got to use more play action and get Lamar out there in space. Lamar Jackson should have set the tone in the last series with running the ball.
No, I mean,
this is my opinion.
I agree with you. And I had to laugh at Chris Collinsworth commentary because he was like, Lamar Jackson's trying to be more of a pocket passer. 10 seconds later, Lamar Jackson runs for 30 yards.
Literally right after.
It's like Lamar Jackson isn't going to be a pocket passer. We've seen what he does when he's a pocket passer. They win all regular season, they get in postseason, and they try to switch it up.
What have I always said is the key to victory if you're playing the Ravens, Mark?
You just make him a pocket passer.
Force Lamar Jackson to be a quarterback.
No, but I blame the loss on Harbaugh.
And I blame it on Art Monken, too, because I don't believe Lamar Jackson played a bad game. I think the play calling at the end of the game was just terrible. On that first down, I get you have to run with Derrick Henry, but on second down, instead of doing some stupid-ass fucking run to the side with Zay Flowers, run the ball with Lamar Jackson. It's either Lamar or Derrick Henry that should be running the ball. And then on third and short, then maybe you throw a little quick pass and do something to get the first down. But not Zay Flowers on a run to the side, on a wide receiver sweep. That's just not the way to get the job done.
And that's what I'm saying. It's a track record with the Ravens. At the very end, they can't close out games because of play calling. They play too conservative on offense and defense. Like, you were putting it to their throat all game. Fucking keep it on their throat. Stop trying to run the clock out.
That's a problem in every sport and every situation. You've got a big lead. You change the game plan. You change from what's been working. You try to play, run the clock down, play more defensively. The Blackhawks were notorious for this in their dynasty run. Like, they would go up 5-0, and then all of a sudden they just take their foot off the gas and just start dumping the puck, and then the other team's just going to keep moving it.
Well, I mean,
and the more shots you get on net, it's going to eventually go in.
Prime example.
Shanahan does the same thing. Yeah.
Prime example. 28-3. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got all. I mean, I get it. Like, the running game was actually working the first half, but then you get stuffed 3 times in the second half against the Patriots, and you start airing out, which I get it. Matt Ryan was MVP, so I understand that a little bit. But the Niners, though, he was doing dumb shit that cost him the game. And same thing with Harbaugh and Art Monken. This goes back to this full circle. Like Doc said, if you go to be conservative, like you said too, Chris, you play to lose the game, you're going to lose the game. Yeah. You don't give Josh Allen opportunities. We're all saying he's a top 2, top 3 quarterback in the league. You don't give that guy a chance. You just don't. You keep him off the field.
Also, something not noted, DeAndre Hopkins. Did he just hate the fucking Chiefs or what?
Right?
But they didn't even use him outside that game. They didn't even use outside one play. They didn't use him.
Yeah, that catch was nasty.
But still,
that was a nasty catch.
That was a nasty catch. Couldn't catch shit in Kansas City.
Nothing.
Like, what are we doing here?
But yeah, let's ask real quick. Will this be the game of the year?
It'll definitely be up there. I mean, I think the biggest. I think the biggest worry coming out of this game for me with Buffalo is that Josh Allen might have to put the team on his back a lot. I know the secondary was missing some key players. I know White didn't play, but still, like, they couldn't stop the run.
Coleman played good, so I mean, there's a sign with him.
For the defense.
Okay, well, yeah, for the defense. Yeah.
I was talking about Josh Allen might have to score 45 points a game to win.
I mean, Coleman's touchdown was the luckiest thing ever, though.
But that's great that he attacked the ball, though. Like, he was pursuing and that's also on Jair Alexander. Alexander didn't even fucking try and track the ball. He just stopped, and then Coleman did what he's supposed to do: keep running towards the ball.
Yes.
I mean, Alexander stood there.
You see why the Packers let him go.
Exactly.
Well, that he's always hurt. But speaking of the Packers division, let's talk the Vikings and Bears real quick. Let's move on to a similar game. Maybe it wasn't 15 points with 6.5 minutes left, but it was a 17-6 lead going in the fourth quarter. The Minnesota Vikings were struggling for 3 quarters with J.J. McCarthy. The Chicago Bears struggled after the first drive really on offense, but they still were moving the ball a little bit, but then they got pushed back with penalties was the key thing I was hearing last night. But was this more about J.J. McCarthy showing that he's a fucking dog, or just more about Caleb Williams showing he can't deliver when the pressure's on him?
No, I mean, I think it was a little bit of both. I think Caleb and Ben Johnson played an absolute amazing first half. And Caleb showed that he wasn't running out of the pocket and trying to make plays happen. But then the second half started, and you got exactly old Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb, Mark and I talked about this earlier today. You know, he's out there slinging the ball too hard, trying to do it too much. Do what you know works. We've seen you make the plays. We know you can do it, but then all of a sudden he feels like he's got to come in and fire it and zip it way harder than he needs to. A lot of big plays were missed wide open. Passes were not led correctly. Passes behind. Even the one that Colson Loveland had that he juggled, and at first glance, you know, me and Cody were watching, and at first glance it was like, why the hell was he juggling? And then we watched the replay and realized that ball was thrown way behind him. Like, you got to slow down. You got to keep yourself composed. I think that he's still under that last year, being under all the pressure and freaking out. And I think that's kind of what happened today, was like, oh my God, I got to do this now immediately. I got to do it as hard as I possibly can, or the pressure is going to come. And the pressure, the offensive line was great yesterday, in my opinion. Huge fucking upgrade from last year. It took until like halfway through the fourth for that first sack for Caleb Williams, the only one that he had. I think it was the only one he had.
I think there's two. There's 2 sacks.
Was there 2? Okay.
But still, you want 2 sacks.
Tremendously much better game than him getting sacked 6-8 times a game last year. He's got to come out, let the play develop. One thing that I noticed is that when he was on the move, he was focused, and I know you gotta be aware of your surroundings, but he was too focused on where the defense was coming up behind him and everything else. He was not really looking up the field to see plays developing and see where receivers were getting open, and that's what separates you from a great quarterback like you see Mahomes. When he gets loose and he starts running and scrolling out of the pocket, you know, he's still looking up the field and he's finding that open guy, and Caleb's not doing that. And I get where that struggle is, because Justin Fields struggled with that for a long time in Chicago. You know, when you're so used to getting beaten down and the pressure being on you, you get that tunnel vision. It's hard to be looking at the field, but Caleb's got to start doing that. Yesterday should have shown him that he's got the offensive line to be able to allow plays to develop. He's got to do that. When that play develops, a lot of these guys were in enough space that you did not have to zip it in there that fast.
The Bears had the best separation rate out of all receivers this week on week 1 when it came to the targets.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that was Caleb wasn't looking up the field. And then on top of that, the ones that he missed, lead the receiver and let the play happen naturally. You don't have to force it in there. And when you're throwing it that fast, your receiver's not catching up to the ball. You're throwing it too far out in front, or you're trying to hit the receiver in stride and you're throwing it too far behind. But when you're throwing it that fast, if you give it that lob and let it lead into the receiver naturally, you're going to find a lot more success.
I mean, caveat to the offensive line being great with pressure. I mean, you also gave up 4 false starts in just the first half. I mean, the Bears O-line was getting fucking
coverage.
False starts.
Yeah,
coverage. But I'm talking about like something that the offensive line needs to give. And you were at home.
At home, you can't be getting all those false starts.
No. And it's like you do hard snaps to like try to like decipher the defense and use it as a weapon, and it was hurting you.
Yeah. I don't know. This game was weird because, like, I mean, I hated the first half because
we all did.
Because Caleb was on fire. Like, it made no sense. Like, they looked legit, and I don't know if it was the Vikings halftime speech. I mean, I don't know what flipped, but it was a completely different team in the second half. Like,
well, I'll tell you,
the Vikings started bringing a lot more pressure in the second half.
The defense. Well, the thing with the Vikings was the offense flipped, which also helped the defense. Kevin O'Connell. I know J.J. McCarthy was not that good the first half. But if you actually watch a Kevin O'Connell style offense, Kevin O'Connell also didn't make it very easy on him. His play calling was terrible. The O-line was not very good for the Vikings in the first half either. So I understand JJ was not good, but they did not put him in a good situation play calling.
O'Connell they had all off season. He ran those plays. He knew if he could do them plays.
But the play calling though was terrible. I know you got to execute the plays as well, but Kevin O'Connell didn't make it easy on him until the halfway through the third quarter. And that's when O'Connell flipped his switch and he realized, okay, well, why am I running? And I was on the phone with Riz. He was trying to be like a running team. He was trying to be the Michigan Wolverines. It was a lot of run plays, and you're running on first and second down, and you're just forcing them here and there on third down. That's not, or second and long. You have to sometimes throw on first down. And this is not Michigan in the Big Ten. You have to make it easy on JJ McCarthy. Quick passes here and there.
But on the other side, if that's how Caleb's going to act under pressure, then it's going to be a long season. Because once they started getting pressure, Caleb was lost. I mean, the throws were completely off.
That DJ Moore pass was terrible. I mean, DJ Moore was open.
It was bad. Oh my God. It was bad.
And by the way, and Ben Johnson's a dipshit too. Why not kick the ball fucking sideways out of bounds?
Yeah, at the end of the game.
You would get the ball back with you'd get the ball back with about a minute and 5 minutes.
You have that extra timeout.
I told Cody when we were watching the game, I told Cody the smartest thing that the Vikings can do, no matter where that ball is kicked, is take it out of the end zone.
Well, you saw the replay.
That's exactly what they did.
Ty Chandler looked at Kevin O'Connell. O'Connell's, come on, man, come on.
If you knew you couldn't make it through the end zone for a touchback, kick it out of bounds. Take the penalty. Who cares?
Kick it short. Kick it in
even a field goal wouldn't kill you. Who cares where they get the ball? You needed that extra timeout.
Well, if they're in field goal range, then the game's already over because they've already got first downs. As long as you kick it and they get the ball to 40, one first down, they win the game. That's all they needed. So, and by the way, they didn't get a first down. So you would have got the ball back about 1:05 left, and Bears would have a chance. Now, we don't know what would have happened, but all you needed was a field goal.
I think the defense also got worn out. This was typical Chicago fashion. This takes me back to the Super Bowl run against the Cardinals when the Bears didn't score a single offensive point. The defense scored like 20-something points in that game, pick six in the punt return. The special teams also scored points. Literally, offense contributed nothing. That wasn't so much the case last night for the offense, but I think the defense just putting the game on their backs. I think they just got worn out being out there all the time. Caleb started having 3 and outs. Even when he got a first down, they weren't really extending the drive the way that they should have been able to. And then not to mention, which I'm super excited about how the defense looked last night, considering, aside from that second half of fourth quarter, considering we're missing 3 of our biggest pieces on defense. But that's another thing you got to look at. We were missing 3 huge pieces on defense that didn't help. But I mean, when they come out looking like that without those 3 pieces, there's really no room for question there.
I mean, the defense for sure looked promising. I'm not even critiquing the defense. I mean, you were down 3 stars for sure. I'm worried about Caleb under pressure.
Yeah, I'm worried about Caleb in general. I'm worried about Caleb in general.
And the run game was not. The run game was not very. Run game was very bad too. That's not a sign you want to see, especially from a Ben Johnson.
I mean, I'll say. I mean, they made good points last night in the broadcast. I mean, nobody really ran the ball successfully against the Vikings last year. The Vikings lost some pieces on defense, but with Flores, I still expect the Vikings to be a pretty good run-stopping defense. So I'm not bailing on the run game just yet. I'm still not super excited about Swift. I want to see Monty High. I like Monty High. Swift was good late in the game.
He was.
In the beginning, and that's one of the things. In order to open up the passing, you've got to have the run game find some level of success. Yeah. And they weren't doing that early. And Caleb was hitting the short plays and hitting the completions. And then later on, when the run game's not on the ball, you've got to start going to the pass. You got to start, trying to extend it with the quarterback. And then that's where Caleb's trying to do too much and do it too hard. I'm not giving up on the run game just yet with the offensive line. We can cut down the penalties. I'm going to say it right now, aside from everything, the penalties will kill us the most. The penalties we shot ourselves in the foot with the penalties. That's not the only thing. There is still Caleb Williams. There is still, the run game, everything else, and then letting the Vikings come on 3 straight drives. But penalties, I think, also contributed to those drives not being extended, contributed to the field position and everything else. So that was another big problem for me, but I'm excited about this offensive line. I thought they looked super good aside from the penalties. Great point, Chris, because the penalties, the coverage, the offensive line was great. I'm hoping that going up against another, as we go through the season and face a non-Brian Flores defense, the offensive line is going to be able to open up some more holes. But I will say one thing that really pissed me off about Swift last night was it seemed like Swift wasn't really looking for the hole. Swift was just running into his own, running into the pack and see like he was trying to push or something. Like, dude, you got to get outside. You got to get wide. You got to maneuver. You got to find a hole, and you got to hit that hole. And that's
until the 4th. Running back. In the 4th, he started cutting out and hitting the holes.
Yeah.
He started to figure it out a little bit, but I haven't gave up on Swift or the run game yet. Like Vikings are a tough run defense. So, we'll see going forward. But
going forward, you're going to play the Detroit Lions next week. And speak of the Detroit Lions, they went to Green Bay and they played the Packers. And, oh, man, Ben Johnson was missed. Aaron Glenn was missed. So, guys, let's talk the Detroit Lions first before the Green Bay Packers. Are the Detroit Lions dead? Let's just ask it. Are they dead?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not ready to give up on them yet. I'm not ready to give up on them just yet, but this was not a great sign. This was a terrible sign.
Goff is a system quarterback. He's literally the definition of a system quarterback. Look at him in a good system, look at him in a bad system. I mean, he's literally, and now he's in a bad system. He doesn't have that Ben Johnson.
They got to make it easier for him, like with play calling and schemes and everything.
The play calling was absolutely perfect last year for him, and the last couple of years. But they're done. They look absolutely just deer in the headlights. It looks bad.
Gibbs might might get worn out too. Like he had 10 catches for 31 yards. I mean, they were literally just checking down to him, they couldn't find a hole. Montgomery couldn't find a hole. I mean, Laporta looked good. They actually used them. St. Brown. I mean, they didn't have nothing. They had nothing. Even Jano was not doing good either.
I mean, the biggest thing last year with the Lions was injury and health. I mean, they had 21 players on the injured reserve list by December, and you start out this year with Taron Arnold going out with a groin injury,
and he didn't look good when he was in.
And Dan Campbell today said it was serious enough for him not to come back. So, I mean, you're already starting off the season with the injury concerns already. The offensive line that everybody's hyped up, Sewell, you're all fucking great tackle, looked like dog shit against Micah Parsons.
Ragnar was missed, by the way. I mean, he was missed.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I don't know.
I think play calling was definitely a big part of this. I mean, shout out to Goff for still coming out there and going 31 of 39, but a caveat to that is that 14 of those were the check down to the halfback. Exactly. But I think the biggest problem for the Lions, again, just like one of the things with the Bears, the run game. The run game could not get going, and this is so unheard of for, in my opinion, the best running back tandem in the league to come out here. 22 carries for 46 yards. I mean, 20 for 44 combined for Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery is like absolutely unheard of. And I think that's probably one thing that really helped that team last year was the play action in the run game. I mean, that run game was so good. I mean, there were so many different ways the Lions could have gone. And what we saw yesterday, I don't know that it was the Packers defense was that good. I think the play calling was just that bad. And I mean,
agreed.
And I think that the run game was just that bad. And I didn't watch this game super closely to see where it was going wrong. I don't know if they just weren't making holes or what the case was, but it also seemed like they abandoned the run game pretty early.
I just don't think they had it. I don't think they had. Yeah, they were down because defense was also flat too. I know we're hammering the offense, but this defense was very flat. Second half, they actually figured it out a little bit. But by the second half, it just seemed like the game was all over because when the offense had any chance of momentum, then there's a turnover. And then the offense just set the defense back even further on the Detroit side. So they couldn't get going. But are the Packers a legitimate team? Are they legit Super Bowl contenders? Everyone keeps saying that this might be a Super Bowl roster now with Micah Parsons.
I could see them making a push.
I don't trust Jordan Love still. I don't think he looked that.
Agreed.
Jordan Love was trying to give them back the game. You watch second half. He had two back-to-back. Yeah, he was dumb throws again. It's like, and it's not even a gunslinger mentality. That was just dumb throws, like 5-7 yards down the field.
He had two back-to-back that should have been picks.
Yes, that's the ones I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. They were literally 5-7 yards down the field. It's like he's like, hey, Detroit, let's try and get you back in the game here. Let's make it a fun, exciting game for CBS. But I don't trust Jordan Love. The offensive weapons didn't look spectacular. Josh Jacobs didn't have a good game. I mean, the defense looked good. The O-line looked good for the Packers, but I don't trust the Packers just yet. I still might trust the Minnesota Vikings over the Green Bay Packers. I'm being dead serious.
Well, one thing the Packers have going for them is they are so deep in options for receiving. Like, this is probably the deepest.
Are they good? They're options, but are they deep? Are they good deep
options? They're always hurt.
But with a room like
Christian
this,
Watson's still hurt right now.
Yeah, and he's not even in this list. But with a room like that, you don't need anybody to be great. You just need guys to do what
I don't think they're that good. I don't think the weapons are that good.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't need them all to be that good. With the options, the number of options that they have, you just need them to execute. You can take 2 receptions for 25 yards from every single receiver and still come out on top.
Are they going to be able to do that when they're playing the Philadelphia Eagles, the Los Angeles Rams, all these powerhouse Dallas Cowboys can score points? Are they going to do that against these teams when they actually have an offense and they don't have to just sit here and milk the clock? Because their weapons, it's not going to get it done if that's the way that I don't think that's the way it's going to get it done. Because Josh Jacobs didn't have a good game either.
No, you take away that one late touchdown by Jacobs, and he had an absolutely horrible game.
That defense set the tone for that game. The defense literally was the reason why this game was over. I don't believe weapons are that good.
The thing about Green Bay is like they don't have a number one, and I don't think Green Bay has ever had a number one except for Adams. Jordan Love spreads the ball around. So I mean,
you got Romeo, you got Reed, you got
nobody had over
Watson, Golden.
Nobody had over 3 receptions, and nobody had over 5 targets.
Reed but I mean, like Doc said, though, they don't really need a one.
You don't need a Devontae Adams with a room this deep.
I think they're going to need a one to win to contend for a Super Bowl. They might be a playoff contender. That's all fine and near and dear. But to get to the Super Bowl, they need to have a dominant number one. They have to have at least someone to dominate.
Could Golden be that guy?
I was hearing all the raving. I was hearing all the hype, and where the fuck was he at on Sunday?
Really disappointed.
I mean, he was only targeted twice, and he caught those passes.
So if he's the guy, we just talked about how the Lions' defense wasn't good. Where the fuck was he?
But they spread it out. They spread the ball out.
Because because they don't have a dominant number one. If they had a dominant number one, they wouldn't be spreading the ball out. That also answers that question.
That's just how Love plays.
I tell you this right now.
That's not necessarily true.
I tell you like this.
If you had
if Devontae Adams was still there, if Devontae Adams would have showed up in Green Bay this year instead of Los Angeles, he would have got probably 7 or 8 targets yesterday on Sunday. Guarantee
that's because when you're Devontae Adams, you demand that kind of respect.
Because he's dominant. That's the difference. He's dominant.
This is also still an extremely young.
But Romeo Dobbs has been in the league 3 or 4 years. What do you mean he's inexperienced?
It's the same thing
I said
it's
a very, I said that they're very young receiving.
It's the same thing that happened last night. JJ's a number one. He demands targets, and McCarthy fucking drop back, try to force him a ball, and pick 6. Because you're trying to give your number one targets.
But look at AJ Brown, Jamar Chase. They had no targets.
But I trust I trust the scheme around the Eagles, though. We've seen them win games like that. We've seen the games where Barkley goes off, and then we've seen the games where it's Jalen Hurts' show. That's completely different. I've not seen it. We've never seen it from Jordan Love. So I'm not even going to compare the green and yellow to the green and white teams.
But
there's just no way.
But did Golden need 10 targets?
They're going to need a dominant receiver in the big games in the playoffs.
Correct. When they need it, but they didn't need it versus the Lions.
But here's the other thing.
Against the Eagles and against the Bucks, they're going to need that.
Listen, the Packers were out in front in this game and never really looked back. I mean, you got to wait and see when the Packers are tested and when they get put into that situation, how they handle those plays, that play calling, who they're going to throw the targets to. The Packers didn't need to do that this week.
Well, they might.
I agree, Mark. I don't think that there is a true number one on this team. I think that the best potential is probably Matt Golden.
I think Watson. I still think when Watson's healthy, I think Watson's still good, but he's never healthy.
We got to wait and see when they get into a neck-and-neck game or when they're playing from behind on that 2-minute drill.
That might be Thursday.
Yeah, and see what happens and see if you got to test it and see if they got somebody that could step up.
Well, it might be Thursday. Let's move on.
I don't think it's be Thursday.
Well, they're playing Jane Daniels. They're playing Jane Daniels in the
Commanders' defense looks rough. So I think
but that might be
the ball around.
That might be a shootout though, where they have to put up points. That's what I'm saying. They might have to score. Let's talk Cowboys Eagles. And what a start this game was. Jalen Carter gets kicked out of the game, avoids suspension. Interesting fine number he got, and they found a way to win with we were talking about AJ Brown. 1 target, 1 catch. Devontae Smith only a couple catches. It was the Jalen Hurts show. They had no running game besides Jalen Hurts. So are we concerned about the Eagles a little bit? The defense, by the way, the youngest defense in the NFL. So are we at all worried about the Eagles, or should we even be scared about the Eagles this year?
I think it's hard to see what the Eagles defense really is with Carter going out the game, opening up the run game for the Cowboys. Then the Eagles is trying to fucking stack the box to stop that. So, I mean, I know it's hard to say one player affects the whole defense, but I truly think that this game affected the defense.
I agree with you. Jalen Carter leaving had Javonte Williams going up the middle with ease, and that set the tone, and that's why they didn't have to throw the ball as much. Dak's numbers weren't as high because they were also running the ball quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to judge him. I can't say, oh, the defense is like you said. Carter's massive. I mean, he's the huge piece on the defense. Do I think they let a lot too many players go? Yes, they had to. Yes, but we don't know yet because without Carter, we can't really judge their actual defense.
I mean, the Eagles are really good with controlling the game. That's where they've always been strongest, and if they can continue to do that, if they've got the pieces on offense to do that, and the defense can back it up as well, I don't think it's I'm not giving up on the Eagles. I personally don't want them to win, but I'm not like freaking out about them just yet because I think that Jalen Carter is like you guys said, such a big piece of this defense. He's that kind of guy that on the defense can affect how the rest of the defense plays by affecting how the offense executes. Same thing like we saw with Khalil Mack in Chicago. What you expect to see, in Green Bay now. I'm not freaking out. To me, this Cowboys start
was like Dallas.
I think it was a great start for them.
Yeah, no, it was the exact opposite. So where the Bears, it became Caleb Williams' fault. For the Cowboys, it became the CeeDee Lamb fault.
And Schottenheimer, I believe I'm not giving him a pass because he got lucky that CeeDee Lamb fucked up. His play calling was pretty bad at times. Leaving Miles Sanders in at times was stupid. And shout to Miles Sanders too. He fucked up that you don't get catch by can't be getting caught by a linebacker when you have a full momentum downhill.
No, I mean I think if Blue was in the game, that would have been a touchdown. But Miles Sanders ran like a fucking turtle, got caught 3 plays later, fucking fumbled the ball. I mean, the Eagles are lucky that CeeDee Lamb rubbed his hands with canola oil this game.
Jesus. I understand I understand the last drop because that was a tough catch. But if you're comparing yourself to Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, you're not fucking dropping 4 or 5 passes throughout the game. And that first pass that he dropped on the last drive, that was one of the best passes I've ever seen any quarterback make. Dak Prescott.
I'm writing the fucking numbers.
Tightest window I've probably seen in a very long time, and hit him between 8 and 8, and he drops it. And at the 20-yard line, at the 20-yard line on the Eagles sideline, and I believe Dak was playing good enough to win the game. I get it.
This was the game for the Eagles to win. The Eagles lost this game. The Cowboys lost this game. The Eagles did not win.
This ain't new with CD though. It's just the first time it's cost his team. Since he came in the league, he leads the league in drops. He's got like 30 drops. It's not new. This just now it's brought it to everyone's attention because this cost him the game.
Well, this game was bad.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. It's bad. He's got to catch it.
He had 7 catches. He could have almost half of the catches he had were dropped. He could have like 11 or 12 catches. 2 of them could have won the game
in the first yard or in the first quarter. He had like 76
They would have won. They would have won. Yeah. I mean, this team, Cowboys, I could say yes, they showed promise.
I was happy with Dallas. No, I thought Dallas's defense. I get it. Like the whole the Micah Parsons got traded. The rush defense was honestly not bad. No. I get it. Jalen, they were bad. They were good against Saquon. They were bad when Jalen Hurts got out of the pocket and moved. That's where they were bad at.
Well, the problem there is
that was their game to win.
They instantly saw the impact of not having Micah Parsons because they were getting to Jalen Hurts a lot of the night. A lot of it. They just couldn't contain him.
For sure.
They didn't have a spy on him either. And then that's a Schottenheimer thing too. Like, where are you in? Was it Matt Uberfluss was there? Where the fuck are you guys not calling a spy? Like, you're getting burned by Hurts. Put someone out there. I know it sucks you have to take a guy to coverage, but I'd rather have one-on-one coverage than having a guy out there just running all day long.
Wall's fine. You can still play coverage in the middle. You can still cover the check down up the middle. The crosses. Like, you can still play some coverage.
Yeah, no, I mean you could. It was a bad effort for the Cowboys at the long run. Guys, Friday night in Brazil, the Los Angeles Chargers took it to the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs tried making it a comeback at the end, but let's talk Chargers first. How impressive do you think the Chargers looked, and do you think now they are the team to beat in the AFC West? Now this is the turn for the Los Angeles Chargers to run this division.
I mean, with Quentin Johnson now finally figuring out how to not drop the ball, fucking third
how
year
to not dip his hands in canola oil.
Yeah.
How to not be CeeDee Lamb. Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb he took the oil from him. That's what it was.
It must have been because I mean,
let me get that shit.
Johnston played an amazing game. I think the defense.
Shout to Keenan Allen.
No, Keenan Allen, and no shot at you, Doc, but Keenan Allen looked like he was fucking an old bum with the Bears, and then comes over to the Chargers and looked phenomenal again.
Keenan Allen was good the last 6 games in Chicago.
Yeah, but first off,
he looked like a different wide receiver.
This wide receiver trio is going to be
so
scary.
When Keenan Allen started out, he looked like he was in true Chicago form. He had a couple of bad drops early, but he got it together and he started making some impressive plays.
Hey, this wide receiver trio is going to be dangerous this year.
Absolutely. I mean, Quentin Johnston all year should be open if he can ball out. I mean, you got Keenan Allen and freaking McConkey to worry about. I mean, he should have a field day every week if he can get open.
And I was impressed with Herbert. And you can ask Chris. I love his potential and his ability. Never had a clutch bone in his body. He was clutch. He showed that, hey, I can get out of the pocket. I'm going to use my long legs. I'm going to have some good strides here. Beautiful slide. Won the game. Justin Herbert was a baller this game. He was the best player on the field. When the run game was not there because the run game was ineffective for the Chargers, he put the team on his back, and he outperformed Patrick Mahomes. I get it. He had a lot more weapons than Mahomes did. But still, he outperformed number 1-5 on Kansas City, and he balled out. So shout out to Herbert. Shout out to Jim Harbaugh, too. Way to get him involved. Way to set the tone early by making him the guy to actually beat.
He got himself a little girlfriend, and all of a sudden he's got swag. So
shout out to Madison Beard.
And everything.
Shout out to
Marion
Hampton.
Hampton was really disappointing in this game.
I don't think it was disappointment. I mean,
I think the run game was just ineffective. I think Harbaugh
the run game was exactly. And the Chargers do have a solid D line to stop the run. So I mean, I'm not gonna put it past him on that. But like big fantasy thing is that Hampton had 15 carries compared to Najee's 1.
Yeah, it's the Hampton show. It's the Hampton Inn. That's what I've been told. It's the Hampton Inn.
But
Hampton
on
Inn.
the other end, I would be very worried about Chiefs.
That's what I was going to ask. Are the Chiefs? I know we mentioned the Lions being dead. I'm never going to say Mahomes is dead because it's the Kansas City Chiefs. We've seen them lose week 1 before, win the Super Bowl a couple years ago. I don't think they're going to be first. I'm thinking third place in the division. Third place still gets you in, I still think. But are the Chiefs not going to win this division?
I don't think they are.
No, I don't think they are either. And I think they're going to have to make some trades.
Then you receive.
They're going to try to. I mean, obviously, Rashee Rice is out 6 games, but they're going to try to bring Worthy back with a brace, and it has a higher than a 50% chance of happening again, and then he's out for the season. So, I mean, he's going to get hit. He's a wide receiver. That shoulder's not going to last. He has a dislocated shoulder. He's going to try to band. Could you imagine playing right now? Someone tackling you, Mark?
Oh, let me stand up. This is how I look right here. So,
Mark would fuck a defender up right now.
I would fucking smack him around. Hey, I'd block though. I'd fucking throw my feet out there and trip him.
But that's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to put a brace on him and see if he can play with a huge, huge high risk of happening again. I mean, so they're going to.
His is dislocation shoulder. Mine's a labrum.
Yeah.
So
Worthy went down, and then you have Hollywood Brown with 16 targets. Who the fuck would have thought going into the season Hollywood Brown would be your number 1 wide receiver?
I didn't even put him on my fucking parlay for 5 yards. I didn't even put him on my parlay for 5 yards.
Who the fuck? The question is, good.
Well, the real question is, when does Tyreek Hill come? Because that's what's going to happen. When's Cheetah coming back?
He's been crying to go back ever since.
I want to say the Chiefs are done. But the one thing that's always been so successful for Mahomes is, like I said earlier, his ability to get out of the pocket, let the play develop.
He was moving by the.
That's what I'm saying. And I've said it before in previous seasons, probably every season for the last 3 or 4 years. Mahomes can pull the hot dog vendor out of the 300 level, make him into a wide receiver star. Like, now it doesn't matter who he's got. They haven't had a receiver in a couple of years now. So
Tyreek left,
yeah. So he's still.
We're gonna have to see it. We're gonna have to see it now.
A way to make big plays and move the stick. So I think he's still gonna find that way to do it. The defense needs to step up.
They look bad. They look bad.
But you've had wide receivers. You have Rashee Rice. You have Xavier Worthy. Mm-hmm. Like, don't say that they haven't had a wide receiver since Tyreek Hill.
But Rashee Rice's year, they won the Super Bowl. He was a rookie, and Juju was the number 1. And then last year, Rashee Rice did get hurt, like in week 4. Worthy was a rookie, and now Worthy's hurt. So it's like
medical health.
Yeah, but we haven't seen Worthy and Rice together, like actually for a season. Like, and we might not. We might not this year if Worthy gets hurt before Rice.
Stop telling your players to fucking taking them out then.
Yeah, but the
it's
defense
a reverse
wasn't
bounty
good.
gate.
But it wasn't just the offense. The defense was pretty flat too. They were pretty terrible.
I'm ready to write them off. I think the Eagles ended them. I think that run is over. This is This is Kelsey's last hoorah. He's done. He's retiring at the end of the year.
I think he retires because they don't win this year.
I think he
Yeah.
retires because it's last year on his contract. He's going to go out win or lose. I said
He's
this
done.
was
He's
last year.
done. He's done. I mean, he had that catch for a touchdown, but luckily, but other than that, his stat line was not good.
No.
I mean, everyone figured him out, but at this age, he was elite.
He also
Obviously. But
he doesn't have the same speed he used to have either. Like, he's slowed down.
Exactly. That's what I said. At this age, yes.
Yeah.
No, I think the Eagles exposed him. And I think they're done.
Is
All right.
Spags done? Is his
I wouldn't say
career
yet. Spags, DC.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that yet. It's still.
They haven't looked right.
It's week
They
one.
haven't looked right.
They didn't look good against the Eagles, and they didn't look good this week. So we'll see. Let's move on to the NFC South. The game that they had was a very close game. The Bucs Falcons. Both teams started off slow. It was kind of the trend of week one, honestly. Baker didn't look that good. Let's start with the Bucs. Baker did not look that good. He had some touchdowns, but even he admitted he was terrible. How worried should the NFL be if this is what the Bucs did with Baker playing bad? Imagine when he actually has his A+ game.
Yeah, he's down 2 receivers.
It's Baker Mayfield. He's got Mike Evans still, and Ibuka is going to be a good guy. So
No, but I'm saying you're talking about being worried for when Baker plays good. Yeah, wait till he gets these 2 receivers back too.
But the receivers were open. Is what I'm talking. Like, he missed guys that were wide open. Even doesn't matter who your receiver is. If you're wide open, you got to hit them.
That's the tough part about the overreaction, though, for week one. Like, this is not
he got some
uncommon
rust.
for week one.
He
The
got some
teams come
rust.
out flat, have rust. Yeah. I mean,
he didn't play preseason.
This is so damn common. It's unreal. I mean, Joe Burrow, this is like the 5th year in a row that he's playing like a fucking peewee quarterback out here in week one.
They did win though, but I was happy with Michael Penix though. I was happy with what I saw. He put us in a position to win that game or at least go to overtime. I mentioned to start the show, Hodge should have just fucking looked up and maybe would have caught it. It was a tough catch regardless, but he put it right over his shoulder. And then fucking Koo misses a kick. Like I said, that thing's still traveling to the Atlantic Ocean right now.
I mean, I think you also have to thank Tampa's kicker for missing the point after touchdown for that one, because the defensive play calling would have been completely different.
Well, I mean, but then I saw Penix throw a dime in the end zone, it looked like, and that's what I'm saying. That guy could have caught the ball, even then that would have been the game winner. But I liked what I saw from Penix, but I'm concerned because Drake London and Darnell Mooney, we need to have at least one of them back for Minnesota this week. We can't have both 1 and 2. Kyle Pitts had a little bit of a game. He actually was wide open in the end zone on that rushing touchdown. If he would have flipped it to him, he would have.
Yeah, it was.
But Kyle Pitts looked good, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard absolutely nothing on Drake London besides them. They said day to day, like right after the game, but I've heard no other updates. So
I just saw day to day today.
And Mooney's week to week, so he had shoulder problems coming into the season. So it's like, Bijan, hey, great passing game. Shout out to Todd Bowles. Tampa's rush defense was all over us, and they weren't even stacking the box for the run. That's the thing. They were getting to Bijan and Algier pretty quick when they hiked the ball. So Tampa's rush defense seemed pretty legit. And
Nancy and Davey had the big stuff on 4th and 1 with Bijan. I mean, it was big.
That was a terrible play call. Terrible play call. I mean, I don't understand what Robinson's doing out there. Zach Robinson's got to know Algier's the power back. On a 4th down and 1, you put Algier in. I love Bijan, but that's not his forte. He's not the guy that goes on a dive. That's Algier's job. And when Algier did it, he got the first down. So it just shows play calling was terrible there. I thought Michael Penix looked good against the blitz, but the NFL needs to be worried about Tampa. They're going to be very, very good this year. You know, it's not going to be very good. The Miami Dolphins. What a fucking joke it was. Mike McDaniel's that cool coach, Chris. That cool, funny coach is a piece of shit. He is. He's a scumbag. He's a scumbag. No, he's not funny. Yeah, it's funny that he's going to get fired this year. That's real funny. So how soon does Mike McDaniels get fired? That's the question.
I also don't think it's all on Mike McDaniels. Tua threw fucking 4 interceptions.
Correct.
Like, Tua fucking gave them the ball. There was a video Tua getting hit from behind. There's a video.
Tua treated that ball like cancer. Like, as soon as he got it, he was trying to get rid of it.
Well, there's a video in the very beginning of the game. He got fucking slammed from behind. His head whiplashed, and people expect he had a concussion for the whole game. Which I agree, because he fucking threw 4 picks.
The way he played, he might have.
They both can go. And Mike McDaniels has no control of this locker room. He wants to be the best friend. He wants to be that cool parent to a kid and not show discipline and show fucking actual like responsibility and teach them that game. This is all about having fun, and that's why Tyreek Hill wants out, because he's seeing it. He might be a problem too, but he sees it. This is not a fucking winning culture.
You can only put up with this shit for so long, though, if you're Tyreek Hill. I mean, you came to Miami to be successful. Obviously, the Brady thing, that didn't pan out. But there was a lot of hope with Tua, and Tyreek Hill. And in the beginning, there was success. And then now,
1 year.
there's nothing.
The whole
year.
Shout out, by the way. Shout out to Tua's 2.7 QBR, though.
Yeah, brother.
The whole NFL knows if you take away Tua's first read, it's over. He's completely deer in the headlights. I mean, even his own players on other teams are saying, just take away his first read. Xavier Howard, he said, just take away his first read and it's over. He can't, you don't know where to go after that.
Jalen Waddle got banged up a little bit too, so he's back. He's back to being dinged up again. It's just this team, man. I'm done with them.
I don't respect what Tyreek Hill does off the field, all that crap. But on the field, he's done nothing but talk up his quarterback the whole time he's been there. So I mean, you got to respect that. You got to respect that.
Shout out to him, by the way. It's been over a year since he's had a catch over 30 yards, too. So shout out to that, by the way. And since week 1 against Jacksonville last year, he's not had a pass over 30 yards.
Holy shit, that's unheard of.
Yeah. Shout out to the Colts.
I mean, most wide receivers would be completely dogging their quarterback. I mean, he has tried to build him up, tell him he's the best quarterback. He's trying to build him up.
He's the Jalen Ramsey. He's the Jalen Ramsey.
That.
He's like Jalen Ramsey. Ramsey was fucking hyping up Blake Bortles in Jacksonville. Yeah. Now, when he leaves, he starts to shit talk him a little bit because that's rightfully so.
Rightfully so. But, I mean, you're supposed to look out for your guy. Absolutely.
Yeah, let's talk about another quarterback, the Denver Broncos quarterback, Bo Nix. Should we be reeling it back about the Denver Broncos? Should we be bringing them back a little bit with the Kansas City Chiefs? Or was it just a week 1 jitterbug?
No, I think it's I think if you're going into the season being hands down the best defense in the league, and then Cam Ward comes in there and lights you up, there's questions.
Well, Cam Ward didn't. The defense was fine.
Cam Ward had like 76 yards.
Yeah, he had like 112 yards.
It was close. Maybe not light.
The defense still came through. 6 sacks on Cam Ward is so big.
The offense is barely on the field. Like, the defense is just keep at the play defense because the offense can't stay on the field to save their lives. I mean, I don't know what the defense had to do there. I mean, do they need to score touchdowns for the Broncos? Is that what needs to be done?
I mean, stop Cam Ward from getting 12 points.
This one's tough for me because
they had 4 field goals. Like,
don't let them get 2 of those.
This one. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'll just say this one's tough on me because I was really high on the Broncos coming in this year.
I still am, but like
I know, and I'm trying to be because I got Bo Nix in 2 or 3 leagues. Like, I was really high on the Broncos this year, but that game versus the Titans was not pretty.
That looked ugly.
Yeah, I mean, you could say jitters, but I mean, every NFL team's playing their week 1. So
but that's the thing though, is damn near every NFL team is playing like this week 1. There's very few that were overly impressive, and I can't even give that much credit to Danny Dimes and the Colts because they played the Dolphins. All right, like there were a couple of star performers, but really there wasn't a whole lot of good that happened this week. So many run games struggled, especially starting running backs. So many quarterbacks, high completions, high attempts, low yards, or low everything. I mean, 25 of 40 is tough. 176 yards for Bo Nix, 2 interceptions. But this is like the theme across the NFL this year. Going back to Joe Burrow, going back to Caleb. Even McCarthy didn't do shit until the very end of the game, which I don't think anybody expected anything too high out of him, being that it was his rookie day, not rookie, but his NFL debut. But there were so many situations this week of nobody impressed. Nobody really did what they were expected to do. And the odd part is that the ones that really balled out, aside from Josh Allen, Danny Dimes, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Fields, 3 guys that were already pegged to be like the bottom of the barrel for the league this year. And those are the 3 that stepped up and did it.
You mentioned Josh Allen. Shout out to him, by the way. He had more yards in the fourth quarter than 23 of the 30 of one of the starting quarterbacks did all game.
My thing that worries me is like you said, we can't give Danny Dimes his credit because he played the Dolphins. Yeah. But we should be saying that same thing about Bo Nix right now. Like, we can't talk him up because he's playing the Titans. But he struggled versus the Titans.
Well, Bo Nix plays Danny Dimes this week, so we're going to see what Bo Nix we're going to get.
You see what I'm saying, though? Like,
no, I get
he's
it.
Playing a trash team. He should have balled out.
They've been practicing.
The Titans, I know this is last year, but they were the number terrible. Last year, they were the number 2 or 3 defense in the league. Now, that's the only silver lining is, okay, it's week 1, like Doc said. So like it's so hard, but we have to overreact. Like we said to Chris a couple weeks ago at college, you have a small sample size. You got one fucking week to judge off of. So what does Bo Nix do next week? I'm still a believer in him this year, but that is not a sign that I want to see. He needs to improve from that.
I agree,
I mean,
but another
Sean-
thing that you got to take into consideration, though, is that this is also the first full game that these guys are playing since January or February. These are, they're in practice, I get it, but in the game time, in the environment and everything else, this is the first that they're playing a full game all year long. I didn't expect much. I don't even know why I fucking placed any parlays this week because I shouldn't expect shit.
I mean, Sean Payton talked all offseason about the run game and how bolstering he's going to make it. They had 151 yards rushing. 71 of those came in the last drive.
Yep.
Yeah.
The run game was horrendous.
Well, we're gonna see
the throwing game.
Yeah, the offense in general was not. The offense was not good for the Denver Broncos.
It looked like a
at all.
CJ Stroud sophomore slump.
It did. It looked rough. That's why I'm panicking.
And the difference is the
I'm
Broncos
trying not to, but yeah, all I could think about was CJ Stroud.
and the Broncos O-line is actually supposed to be good, unlike the Texans. So like that's even worse if we're saying it's CJ Stroud like. So, but guys, let's talk a little high. Let's talk NFL winners of the week. Who did you guys see? Could be a fan base, players, coach. What stood out? What one thing stood out for you when it came to like your winner of the week?
Aaron Rodgers post-game presser.
That was pretty funny.
That was fucking fantastic. He called out everybody, and
He likes
just
to
put
beat anybody in the Jets organization.
I like to see people that thought that I couldn't do it and to come out here and show them that I still could.
And he said, I wanted to beat them all. And he had a good game, 4 touchdowns. I mean, that's for the first time in a long time, probably since Big Ben, the offense won them the game.
Yep.
For the Pittsburgh Steelers. So shout out to Aaron Rodgers. That's a good one, Doc.
Shout out
I'm
to
gonna
all
go,
three. Shout out to Rodgers, Fields, I mean,
Fields played good. And by the way,
and Danny Dimes.
Fields played phenomenal. 16 to 22,
phenomenal.
218 yards, a
Agreed.
touchdown,
Agreed.
12 of 48 in the ground with 2 touchdowns on the ground. Fields played what Fields should have been doing in fucking Chicago if he had the
Agreed.
protection and he had the weapons.
glad I drafted Garrett Wilson in fantasy. Just saying. Chris, what's your winner of the week?
I'm going to go Micah Parsons. I think he made a huge impact for the limited reps that he had. Second quarter, forced Goff to throw quickly, Williams interception, and then
You got a
what
sack
was
too.
it? In the third quarter, he had another pressure that got Van Ness a sack. It was until late in the fourth he got his final sack. But I mean, if he's impacting the game that much already on a limited basis, wait till he's just full go.
Wait till he's unleashed.
And the big thing is he was going against Sewell almost all game.
He was controlling Sewell too.
Yeah.
He was.
So, I mean-
He threw him down to the ground one play. It was filthy.
And he just got there. I mean, like you said, wait till he gets comfortable.
Jake,
He
who's your
didn't,
winner?
he didn't even know the celebrations yet. You see him standing in the
Yeah,
background trying to learn to.
He looks good in green, by the way. He looks good in green and yellow.
He does look good in Green Bay.
I'm sure
Yeah,
you
I'm
hate
gonna-
that, Doc.
I'm gonna give a shout
I
out
do
to
hate that.
Javonte Williams.
Oh, yeah,
He
it was
looked
good.
he looked good. He looked washed last season. So I mean, obviously Carter wasn't there, but Javonte Williams looked good.
I'm gonna go. We mentioned it when y'all were saying the whole trio of quarterbacks. I'm Danny Dimes. Shout out to him, man. You know, we saw Sam Darnold and Geno Smith save their careers and get paid and start elsewhere. Shout out to Danny Dimes. Maybe this is the third quarterback to do it recently, and maybe the Colts keep him long term. They get rid of Anthony Richardson. Maybe he gets a job somewhere else. But shout out to you, Danny Dimes. You balled out. You scored in every possession you had when you had the ball. So can't hit it too much. But
The
now
thing I like about Danny Dimes, especially in that game, is the consistency. He was very consistent. I mean, when you look across the receiving room in Indy, the longs of 27, 21, 36, 16, 18, 20. I mean, those are impressive numbers, to complement 22 at 29 for 272 yards. I mean, he was consistent. He did a phenomenal. This is the Danny Dimes that everybody in New York right now is pissed off that they didn't get to see.
He scored in every single drive.
yes, he did.
First time in Super Bowl era, they said, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. First person.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little negative, guys. Who are your same thing? Losers of the week. People, fan base, teams, whatever. Who do you think are your losers of the week?
Detroit
Bryce
Lions whole organization.
That's
Garbage. They look terrible.
Yep. I'm going to go Bryce Young. I mean, third
They look
year.
terrible, too.
Third
Bryce
year,
Young of old.
you thought he was going to build up on what he did last year when he played a little better. but I mean, 51.4% passing, 154 yards, touchdown, 2 interceptions, lost fumble.
Yeah.
Like,
He looked terrible. And they were talking about all offseason too.
and I know we were hyping Carolina up this whole
Yeah,
offseason
competitive
about
losers
how
for
we
me.
thought that they were going to turn into this powerhouse in the NFC South, but I don't think Bryce Young's the guy.
That's like competitive losers. I still have like only 6 wins. They might
No,
not get
but I was
that.
talking about in the future, like 2 or 3
Yeah,
years
yeah,
from
yeah,
now. We were talking they were going to be a powerhouse.
I like
but
what
I
I
don't
like.
think.
He's got receivers and stuff now. He's got no excuse.
Yeah.
I
Doc?
mean, he has one receiver. I think Legette's a bust. I don't think Legette's good.
Yeah, I give you that.
I want him to be good. I like.
I know,
Leggett.
me too. I know, I do too.
Hometown boy.
You ever
Hard
heard that
not to
man?
root for him.
His pressers are just God. My loser of the week, I am going with Russell Wilson and the New York front office. This team is like just allergic to winning and success and finding, filling the missing pieces where they need to. Russell Wilson was barely alive in his first year in Denver, was dead his second, was shit in Pittsburgh, and now is even lower than that. In a game where you guys even said Washington didn't look super, encouraging or super good, like Russell Wilson still came out, did Russell Wilson things, 17 to 37 for 168 yards, just absolutely embarrassing. I don't know how this guy is even allowed in the league anymore. I don't know why the Giants would give him a chance other than the veteran preference, but honestly, I would have given fucking Tommy DeVito a shot over this bum.
Dart is good. Dart is good.
He's starting soon. In the next few weeks, he'll be.
This is going to be the same shit last year when Russell Wilson got to start in Pittsburgh until Justin Fields came in and took over, and then it just became like a coin flip of who was going to play every week.
Yeah.
The same shit's going to happen here. Russell Wilson is so bad, and even for veteran presidents, I don't know why you would want that guy in your fucking locker room to taint your rookie QB and show him, hey, here's how you do this, Dart. Watch these incompletions.
Well, apparently Dayball's already in management's offices asking to start Dart. So,
I didn't see that. Nice. Yeah,
I
mean they
that.
should be, unless they're taking this season. He should be starting. He's night and day better.
What you're tanking for? You already got your quarterback. You usually tank for a quarterback. So it's like, what are you tanking?
Yeah, you can't. Like, why are you waiting? You have pieces on defense. You got Malik Neighbors.
You have a good
Tyrone
defense.
Tracy always super disappointing in Tyrone Tracy. Scatterbo only got 2 touches. I think that they need to start looking at him being the front runner on this run game. I love Scatterbo.
Another real quick loser. I know we're about to sign out, but they're going to be a loser this week, and they're going to be a loser next week. The 49ers San Francisco team. The injuries suck, and then next week they're going to lose to one of the worst teams ever.
Before we sign out, though,
besides for the Cardinals.
Before we sign out, Mike McDaniels, Tua, you're my losers of the week. I hate you guys. Sure. I honestly can't stand them. You're cool capris or capris, whatever you want to call it. Cool khakis, got your cool sunglasses on and a fucking
nice shoes.
Yeah,
I gotta watch this press.
Way to run to the locker room, guy, on second half. Way to go to the second half. That's cool. Tua, you're Tua. We know what you're about. But guys, great episode. Tomorrow we're gonna be back in here to do our picks. And like I told Chris before the show, your boy took a big fat L against the spread. Against the spread, I was 1-15. So shout out to the kitty. 1-15. No one had a really good spread. Me, Doc, and Chris were terrible. We'll talk about the overall or the money line games, but that was a little better for me. But yeah, 1-15. The kitty cats from Duval got me my only win. So it was terrible.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, and like the Jaguars owner said, this win will last forever. Big win for the Jaguars, apparently. We didn't shout them out. So owner was a fucking
we did.
Duval.
But guys, great episode. Luke.
Not Luke. Does he remember he played the Panthers?
The owner is a douchebag.
The owner reminded me of what the Ultimate Warrior said the day before he passed away on Monday Night Raw. Like, he literally did the whole forever, and he fucking dragged out the ever part. Yeah. I get it. Liam Cohen won. That's cool. But, like, dude, he played the Panthers. We'll see what you do against Joe Burrow and the Bengals this week. The real kitty cat.
Aside from ETN, who the fuck was impressive in that Jaguars offense?
Yeah, no one on the offense. But Doc, Chris, Jake, great episode tomorrow night. NFL Week 2 preview. Maybe a little college preview as well. I'm Mark Davis, About the Balls podcast. Have a good one. Thank you for checking out another episode of All About the Balls podcast. We want to thank all of our listeners and supporters of the Sack House. You can listen to the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at The Sack House.